Hey y'all, I got so caught up just talking about PvP metas over on Discord lately, I just figured I might as well do some recordings of some PvP stuff. I got at least one set of Go Battle League battles ready to go, so why not? There was a lot of other things I want to record, and I feel like I was giving way too much time to Go Battle League, especially with how much I've been procrastinating the Fusion Cup videos. But I mean, if I'm just gonna be chatting away about Master League, it feels more productive to actually make a video regarding Master League. As you may be able to see from the pre-recorded stuff that I'm showing on screen now, I'm gonna be trying out different teams today. This team isn't technically even finished. Like, I invested like maybe 4 charge TMs to get Rhyperior to have Surf. But besides that, all these Pokemon have been invested into far beyond the start of Go Battle League. And you can tell from things like my Purified Dragonite still having a return. It's just hard for me to justify the TMs right at the moment. But it's a Hundo maxed out Dragonite, which I think fares fairly well, like better than you would actually think. This experimental team started from 2 different branches. One with me like wanting to try out a team revolving around my Hundo Gardevoir, just to see how it would work, but I wanted to take a little bit more time to research into it, because currently my Gardevoir has a moveset of Charm and Dazzling Gleam. Not sure if that's really gonna go anywhere far in PvP, nor can I really justify the 75,000 Stardust to teach a second move at the moment. But another thing was like I was experimenting around with my Rhyperior, because I am still working with the core that I showed off in the last video. I was most specifically looking for things to replace Machamp. Though playing a bit more with Kyogre, I'm kind of looking into other options for that as well. I mean, I do want to still use Kyogre because I've just invested a bunch of Stardust in between parts, maxing this thing out, but I've swapped Thunder over to Blizzard on that Kyogre, and the second move just isn't working. Blizzard is a real powerful move, yes. They're useful to have against the Dragon types and all, but it takes forever to charge up to. Literally 2 Surfs just to get up to 1 Blizzard. So it doesn't seem to work out. If I go straight for the Blizzard, they shield. If I charge all the way up for a Blizzard and use Surf, usually they don't shield. So I'm just still pondering with that. I think I need a little bit more practice with the Pokemon though. Anyways, enough about that team. I guess another thing I just remembered. The Metagross I'm using here, that one I guess I invested a little bit to finish maxing out because it's a Hundo lucky Pokemon. And I've been hearing a lot of good things about Metagross in this meta, so I wanted to try it out, especially since I had one specifically made for the picking. Going through the team and all though, this is kind of why I say that this team is still under testing, because I didn't win a good chunk of the second set here, but I do feel like I just kind of got lucky to some degree, because a Dragonite with return I feel like shouldn't be having any luck. It has no business being in a serious Master League team. Yet, I'm kind of curious. Specifically what I want to do before a TM away return is go up against a Togekiss with no shield and just see how much damage a return does. Because if that's the case, it may be worth having. Granted, you shouldn't be sending a Dragonite against a Togekiss in any situation, but it might be useful for the situation that I'm forced to go up against it near the end of the match. If I could get myself in a situation where that having turn could save me, that's part of the reason I want to experiment around with it. Anything else I want to talk about for the team? Yeah, I guess while I'm talking about experimentation, I've been working with the core. If you missed the last video, the Raikou Kyogre core, using Metagross in place of Machamp, and it has served me quite well. I think Metagross actually works better as a lead than a Raikou, because with all the losses I took off screen, an embarrassing amount, I know it's a big weakness with my team, it's just the fact that Raikou... I rely way too heavily on Raikou. I rely on his Shadow Ball for the Giratina. I rely on Wild Charge for the Togekiss. So if I lose my Raikou early on, I feel like my entire team falls apart. Which is kind of a bad thing when you're leading with your main crutch on your team. If you lead with the Pokemon, you're kind of just left off to whatever they lead with, and how many Pokemon you can take out before the lead goes. It just didn't seem that good to be so reliant on one Pokemon to carry me. So I think leading with Metagross kind of works out better because I have my Raikou in the back. When I have a better idea what the team has in store, I can bring it out accordingly. I think it also allows my Kyogre to get a bit more use. Just because it walls more attacks, so like it gives me a safe... Having Kyogre was more for a safe option to swap away from Raikou, but I think it works even better swapping away from Metagross to Kyogre in some situations. But yeah, I could just talk all day about how well my team is, about this experimental team. I'm leaving these battles in because they were quite a bit of a learning experience for me, just going for this first set. And I think the part of the first set that you're not seeing, the first half of it, was just how much I was underestimating the power of Meteor Mash. And to the point where I was saving it or not using it in certain situations I really should have been using. But I feel like I learned my lesson from those first two matches, and you can see me relying on Meteor Mash a lot more and having a bit more success with this team despite how rough it still is, depending on that. So I ran out my footage, so why don't we just jump into some live battles, don't we? Alrighty. Let's try this team out in a live setting. Also, yeah, I was getting tired of the Pika Libre mask, so I decided to try these fancy earrings that I saw in the shop. They were free, so I figured I'd just style them for one set of battles, if that. Alright, let's hit the button and go, I suppose. I'm a little nervous because I can't help but feel like that part of my team luck is, well, lucky. Because, especially with Dragonite with Return, that should not have been working as well as it is. I don't even get the best Dragon moves. Like, I think, like, Dragon Claw might be better in a lot of situations just because you can charge up to it and fire it more to get past shields. But I don't really feel like I have enough TMs to really mess around with that. You can't see that there, but I think I'm like down to 2 charged TMs again. So maybe we can get another charged TM from this set and then play around with the team a bit more. Here goes nothing. Bum 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 bum. So Metagross will lead me along the way. And nice. This is the exact type of lead I hope to trap with a Metagross lead. We'll just see how long Togekiss wants to stay in and go from there. And got Groudon, which is a good opportunity to get the heck out. Okay, I think I know one problem with this team already. It's a little too weak to ground type moves. I don't think Groudon gets Stone Edge or Rock Slide though, so I feel pretty confident not shielding for a little bit. So yeah, it might have been nice to have Dragon Claw to like bust away a shield or two. But at least I got the raw damage of Outrage. Especially if he decides just not to shield. Okay, this is an unfortunate situation where I'm like just charm fodder, so we'll not get to see exactly how good the whole return thing is, but at least we have the option to play around with it. Also, I've been having a lot of GPS stuff, or just issues with my phone in general, while I was out walking today. So I had to re-log into Pokemon Go a couple times, so like all the starting animation stuff you're only supposed to see the first time you ever do this stuff is probably gonna pop up like those finger points. Ah man, I got debated hard. You just don't know if the Togekiss has like I gotta see my Metagross for later. The team is a bit more weak to water and ground type moves than I would like. So that is something I can take to the drawing board for sure. I guess I'm just real surprised that the team did so well it did when it wasn't in the live mode. But yeah, do you want to hear me complain about just how much bad luck I've had with raiding tonight? Because I can rant about that if you guys want to hear it. It sucked. I tried to do a Clone Venusaur raid and I got locked out. To the point where my phone wouldn't reboot Pokemon Go until I went to the closest Wi-Fi spot. And then I tried to do an Armor Mewtwo raid. Mind you, I haven't done any of these new raids that are going on by the time I'm recording, and it just like sucked worse than that defeat. Now, since we're experimenting around a little bit, maybe I can play around. So, ground and water are two things I could have wished for more with. I guess I don't really have to worry about water as long as I keep Dragonite alive. I guess Dragonite's also good for ground in that sense. But do I got anything that could work better? I'm trying not to use Kumatora, mostly because I'm not swapping my buddy over to Kumatora because I'm still trying to get Gyarados, one of my other buddies, up. And he's so close to being excited. Well, speaking of which, do you guys mind if I pause real quick just to take care of my buddy? Because I noticed that it's time for his half-hour pets and feeding and all that. So let's see. Last time I was debating exactly if I liked the team setup, if I could change things around a bit. I feel like having Dozer around is good, I just don't know for what. And like, it just sucks if I lose my Dragonite too early on. I want to keep Metagross on it because Metagross is so good I'm considering using him on my core team as you see up ahead. Rhydon would be a little disappointing because I did spin off TMs to get over to Surf. I don't know if I'm feeling that saucy. Like, I see that shiny Lucky Rayquaza, 100 pluser is not a 100% by the way. It's like a 98% though, something pretty good. It's nicknamed that because the person I traded with got a 100 Lucky shiny out of it. Because we basically swapped shiny Rayquazas. But that's a fun story in of itself. If you couldn't tell, one thing that I forgot to mention that I really wanted to stress in the last video, my best recommendations for Masters is just start with Pokemon that you already have powered up for raiding. Bring them in for a set, see how they do. If you're really cautious about wasting your battles, watch some other YouTubers take on the meta for Master League, see how they do, see the Pokemon they face, and get an idea of what Pokemon you have in your party already powered up from raiding would work well against the meta, and go from there. Half tempted to use my perfect Tyranitar, but actually, Hoopola's maxed out, right? Hoopola's my buddy right now. So, I mean, if I used him, he would get the buddy boost. Maxed out, I even taught him Dragon Breath just to have that option. I just don't know. Hoopola's actually a little worse than I thought. I do have a perfect Gyarados already. And I definitely have to King's Spirit, but... oh yeah, Hoopola's not best buddies with me yet, so he wouldn't get the boost. He'd just, like, get a chance to boost up friendship. Boost up his mood even more, and I don't know if I want to waste a set just on that. Okay, I'm probably gonna regret this, but YOLO. I took a little bit of my team, I just realized, like, Giratina's counter my Metagross fairly well, apparently. And the set I have on Hoopola, while offensively isn't as good as Dragonite, defensively, because it won't take super effective damage from Dragon Breath and all, works very well, and like the major weakness of Hoopla is electric type, so I could just swap those around there. The one downside is, yeah, I have the whole double weak, little bit of redundancy between Surf on Rhyperior and Hydro Pump on Hoopla. But you know what, for one battle, we'll try this team out for one battle, and we can always go back. So, Grateful Jim, you are our test guinea pig on this. Having the Mega Growth lead's been working out fairly well though, because it just like counters so many things. Especially with like so many people getting the habit of using Togekiss to counter the Giratina, it just works along the grounds or something like that. I don't think he has anything that I really need to be worried about. Yeah, and especially since it's Dragon Claw, I can just tank it fairly well. Okay, so he did weaken me up a bit. I don't think Gyarados is really gonna counter Kyogre that well. There is the small chance that Kyogre has Thunder. Okay, it resists the Surf a little better than I thought. And I guess between the 3 Pokemon I have, this is probably the best thing to say against it. Learning experience. This is all going to be one big giant learning experience. And at least I can possibly waste away his shields. I guess the issue is Waterfall is doing so much. But I'm going to take a little bit of a gamble. See if I get enough energy to get up to my crunch. Just barely not enough. Might not have been a bad idea to shield that after all. But at least we did a good chunk of damage to the Kyogre. Wore away one of his shields. Surprised it didn't shield it actually. This might be my disadvantage if he has like a Togekiss, because I don't know if I have enough energy left over to really do anything about that. And this would be a situation where having Rock Record would be pretty good. The one reason I overall decided to go with this particular Rhyperior though is because I really enjoyed... I have a sentimental attachment to this Rhyperior. Dozer started as a Rhydon that I had in 2016 that I used as my ground type way before Groudon was a meta-relevant thing. So, I'm kind of getting ballsy with not using any shields. In hindsight, I'm probably not even going to have enough energy to actually do anything. Like, my Metagross is going to take way too much damage from charge moves to even get a chance to use the shields. So, in and of itself, I probably was a little too greedy with my shields. Learn my lesson from that. And the last Pokemon is Snorlax, which pretty much literally eats my Metagross. That team didn't go as badly as I thought it would. Unfortunately, I just don't... I don't know if I want to go back in the Dragonite or not. Because I think part of it was just me being too greedy with my shields. I think we're at a point where like getting the Charge TM is kind of a risk not likely to happen anyways. So I might as well just take the rest of the set to learn as much as I can about my Pokemon and how they perform. Catching the Togekiss lead is always a good thing though. And this is actually probably the best matchup Hoopla will ever get in Master League. I do gotta watch out for Rock Record. I don't think he's got enough energy for Rock Record. Nice call out to that bluff. And this would actually probably be a situation where having Waterfall over Dragon Breath would be a good thing. Because I can just imagine destroying this Rhyperior if I had Waterfall. But alas, it's not exactly a thing that's happening today. He's probably gonna Surf, but I'm gonna Shield just to be on the safe side. Nope, that's a Rock Record. So, at least I'm either gonna take out this Rhyperior, or I'm gonna have the Shield advantage. Either way is fine. I even get a little bit of energy off of that. And I can switch if I want to. I'm not sure if swapping's really a good thing. Ah. Okay, so I'm probably gonna waste away his last shield here after all, because why wouldn't he shield expecting the crunch? I've shown him that I had it. It's been a nice run, Gyarados. I think I'm gonna save my last shield in case I need it a little earlier on. But hey, at least I get a little more damage and don't let him farm off real well. Well, if he's got Shadow Claw, then just farm off my Metagross more than help, so that's why I went with that. He's probably going to go for either another Ominous Wind, maybe a Dragon Claw. I don't think he's got enough energy for something truly devastating, though. I'll admit, I am scared of the ineffable stat boost that he's definitely going to get one of these times. You know what? I'm gonna just see if I can farm the rest of his energy off. It's probably gonna bite me in the butt, being real greedy. But hey, I mean, I'll trade the extra energy for a shield. I forgot what his last Pokemon is, but I think it's weak to Earthquake. Whoa, guess who pulled the dumb of the day? Folks, this guy has pulled a major dumb. Like, at least I still got a Surf off. There's no way that Metagross won't be able to finish it off, but I mean, wow. That was the first Pokemon I was talking about. I was talking about, like, oh cool, I caught the Togekiss with my Metagross, exactly what I wanted, and yet by the end of this match, I completely forgot that I frickin' still had to deal with the Togekiss. My mind baffles me sometimes. It really does. Anyways, I know there's gonna be a lot of cutting away for stuff from that. But let's see, we're up to 3 battles, only got 2, but I mean, it feels like this has gone really long as is though, so I'm gonna cut it off here. And if the next video is a bit too short, I'll just do some stuff in post-com. This is pretty fun. Definitely not the best I've done with a team, but it's kind of... I've been having fun experimenting with my different Pokemon. Which is good, because usually when I'm in this sort of situation where I'm just losing a lot, I honestly sometimes get frustrated, but today I'm just like taking advantage of the opportunity to try different Pokemon, see how they work against certain Pokemon, and having fun with it all. I think like the biggest issue, if you want to call it that, with Go Battle League with me lately is just that it's been so addicting. Like, there's definitely times that there's other things I want to do, but I keep finding myself going back to Go Battle League because I'm like, hey, you get one of these sets of battles to do every time you walk 3 kilometers, and sure, you can stack one set, but if you're walking more than 6 kilometers in a day, those potential battles you could get for Stardust are just going to go to waste. So that just makes it hard to resist the urge to actually go ahead and do that. And dear Hoopla, you better get excited before the end of the night. I've risked a set of Go Battle League battles just to make you happy. Take care, everyone.